Lawton, Oklahoma, a city built on military order and routine, yet beneath its surface lies a history of vanished women, unexplained murders, and eerie connections. At the center of this mystery is Lisa Farmer, a young 18-year-old wife and mother who had just started a new chapter of her life. Married for only 3 months, she had recently moved into a new home with her husband and 14-month-old baby. On the night of August 2nd, 1983, Lisa spent her first night alone in the house. Her husband was away on a military training exercise, leaving Lisa and her child alone. By the following afternoon, Lisa was gone, and the only witness to whatever had happened was a crying child left alone in an unlocked home. Lisa's case is one of several tragic stories in Lawton, a town that had already seen multiple women strangled in their homes or lured to their deaths under disturbingly similar circumstances. But could this horror extend beyond Lawton? Just a 2.5 hour drive away, in Muskogee, another woman vanished under eerily similar circumstances. Was this the work of a single predator roaming from city to city? Or was it all a terrible coincidence? The last confirmed sighting of Lisa was at 8:30 p.m. on August 2nd, 1983. A neighbor saw her through the kitchen window, going about her evening. Sometime between then and the morning of August the 3rd, Lisa vanished without a trace. Her 14-month-old child was left behind, and it wasn't until 3 p.m. when neighbors investigated the sound of continuous crying that they discovered something was terribly wrong. The back door was unlocked. Lisa's money, jewelry, ID, and keys were untouched. The only thing missing? Lisa herself in a single floral print nightgown. No note, no signs of forced entry, no struggle. Would a devoted mother simply walk away, leaving her baby alone in an unfamiliar house that she had only lived in for 3 days? Or had someone entered through that unlocked back door? A visitor Lisa either knew and trusted, or someone skilled at slipping in unseen. Lisa was not the first young woman in Lawton to mysteriously vanish or meet a violent end. Just 5 years before, in 1978, another 18-year-old, Gina Lynn Bowman, was found strangled near a water tower, her own pair of jeans used as the murder weapon. That following year, in 1979, yet another 18-year-old mother, Lillian Jean Watts, was strangled in her own home. She too was married to a military man who was away at Fort Sill on a 3-day exercise. When he returned, he found his 1-year-old daughter alone in the front room, unharmed. Some of the similarities are chilling. Some of these young women were married with military husbands, each left behind a helpless child, untouched. In early 1983, Cynthia Lynn Ross, 22, was also found strangled and dumped in a pond. She had last been seen with a man named Kenneth Wagstaff, a figure whose name seemed to surface again and again in cases involving women meeting violent ends. What makes Lisa's case even more chilling is the distance between Lawton and Muskogee, Oklahoma, just a 2.5 hour drive apart. Could the same predator who stalked Lawton's women have traveled to Muskogee as well? The similarities between Lisa's case and others in Lawton were already disturbing, but if Muskogee is connected, then the scale of this horror could be even larger than anyone realized. Did Lisa unknowingly fall into the path of a serial offender who was widening his hunting ground? Or was this a separate case, one lost in the shadows of Lawton's other unsolved crimes? Kenneth Wagstaff, a New York native with a criminal past, had been accused of attempted murder and assault before. Despite being charged in Cynthia's death, he walked free in 1984 after a jury acquitted him, leaving lingering questions about his true involvement in Lawton's pattern of tragedy. Strangely, Lisa Farmer had also been possibly seen with Wagstaff before she vanished. Could he have been responsible? Was Lisa another victim in a calculated string of attacks on women left vulnerable while their husbands were away? Or was her disappearance something even more sinister and unknown? Lisa's disappearance, along with the strangulations of Gina Bowman, Lillian Watts, and Cynthia Ross, suggest a chilling pattern in Lawton. Young women, mostly tied to Fort Sill, their husbands absent, leaving them alone. Each case eerily quiet, no struggle, no warning. Children left unharmed, as if the killer had a twisted sense of purpose. But if Muskogee is connected, it raises even more questions. Was Lisa's disappearance the first in a wider pattern, one that would eventually spread beyond Lawton? Was there a single predator traveling between cities, exploiting the vulnerabilities of military wives left alone? Or were multiple attackers using the same cruel method, making these cases seem connected when they weren't? One disturbing possibility remains. If Lisa was murdered, where is her body? Lisa A. Farmer remains missing. Her case, one of Lawton's most haunting disappearances, is still open, waiting for the truth to emerge. Lisa's child, now an adult, grew up without a mother. Her family never received answers. Who took Lisa that night? Was she the victim of a known predator like Wagstaff? Why did he always manage to walk free? Did he have connections protecting him? Was her fate tied to the other women of Lawton and possibly Muskogee? Or did she encounter a killer no one ever suspected? One thing is certain. Somewhere, someone knows the truth.